Joan of Arc, the Maid of Orléans. Picture a 17-year-old girl standing alone in the heart of war-torn France, dressed in shining armor, claiming she is on a mission sent by God. This is Joan of Arc, the Maid of Orléans, a peasant girl who rose from obscurity to lead armies and change the course of history. Born in 1412 in the small village of Domremy, Joan of Arc's childhood was humble and far removed from the politics and battles that plagued France during the Hundred Years' War. But at just 13 years old, Joan began to hear voices, divine messages, she claimed, from Saints Michael, Catherine, and Margaret.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more great content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and feel free to share this video with your friends. See you in the next one.
These voices urged her to save France from English domination and restore the crown to the rightful king. At the time, France was deeply divided, and its king, Charles VII, had not yet been officially crowned. English forces, alongside their Burgundian allies, occupied vast portions of the country, including the strategic city of Orleans. It was in this desperate moment that Joan arrived, proclaiming her divine mission to lead France to victory. In 1429, Joan made her way to the court of the Dauphin, Charles VII, and, against all odds, she convinced him to give her command of his armies. Despite her lack of military experience, Joan's presence electrified the French forces. Her faith and unshakable conviction rallied soldiers who had long been demoralized. Dressed in white armor, the young girl from Domremy led the charge to lift the siege of Orleans. Under Joan's command, the French army achieved a stunning victory, lifting the siege and turning the tide of the war. Her courage and strategic insight in battle were nothing short of miraculous. She was hailed as a savior, a symbol of hope and divine intervention. Within months, Joan led Charles to the city of Reims, where he was crowned King Charles VII, just as her visions had foretold. But Joan's story was far from over. In 1430, she was captured by the Burgundians and handed over to the English. Her enemies feared her influence and sought to discredit her claims of divine guidance. Put on trial for heresy, Joan's strength and resolve were tested as she faced her accusers, many of whom questioned her faith, her visions, and even her gender. Joan, a young woman barely 19 years old, stood firm in the face of intense scrutiny and manipulation. Despite the pressure to recant her beliefs, she remained steadfast, affirming that her voices were real, that her mission was divinely inspired. But the court, eager to silence this symbol of French resistance, condemned her as a heretic. On May 30th, 1431, Joan of Arc was burned at the stake in Rouen. Her final words, calling upon Jesus, echoed through the square as flames consumed her. The girl who had once inspired an entire nation died a martyr's death, but her story was far from over. 25 years after her death, Joan's case was reopened. She was posthumously exonerated, her trial declared unjust, and she was hailed as a martyr for France. In 1920, nearly 500 years later, Joan of Arc was canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church, solidifying her place in history not only as a national hero, but as a spiritual icon. Today, Joan of Arc stands as one of the most extraordinary figures in history, a peasant girl who led armies, defied societal norms, and, through sheer faith and determination, helped alter the fate of a nation. Her legacy endures as a symbol of courage, conviction, and the power of belief. Joan of Arc's story reminds us that even in the darkest of times, one voice, driven by unwavering faith, can spark the revolution. The Maid of Orleans may have lived only 19 years, but her spirit continues to inspire the world to this day. Thank you for joining me in exploring the extraordinary life of a man who truly shaped the world.